Hello, traders, and welcome in a new daily markets outlook live session by the market research team at OnePro. This is Mohanna Daoud, and today we're going to talk about the markets as usual. What do we expect? Are there any important news or data that we will be looking up for today? We had a surprise from the Reserve Bank of Australia fixing interest rates, which was basically opposing to the expectations. It didn't come around the expectations, which was basically a rate hike of 25 basis points. So today we're going to talk about this in details. We'll have also a look on what's happening here on the remaining of the agenda. What are the expectations? And of course, we will have a look on the technical analysis side. What do we expect on the US dollar, gold, euro, pound, oil, Dow Jones, and a lot more of financial assets. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section below if you're on YouTube, and we'll make sure that by the end of this video, we will get all of your answers covered and your questions answered. So yeah, stay tuned, sit back and relax. Starting off with the economic agenda for today, we can see that early today and during the European session, we had a lot of data from France, Italy, Spain, Germany, etc. However, basically, it's not of that importance to the markets, and that's why we didn't have any major reactions or volatility on the euro by the beginning of today's trading sessions. However, the key thing that markets reacted to were basically the RBA interest rate decision, or the Reserve Bank of Australia interest rate decision. The previous was basically 4.10%. It was expected, and we basically mentioned this in yesterday's live video, that it was an expectation that we will be having 25 basis points of a rate hike. However, the RBA again surprised markets and fixed interest rates are around the 4.10%. It's the second time basically for the Reserve Bank of Australia to surprise markets with fixing interest rates, and this basically pressurized the Australian dollar, and we had huge selling pressure by the beginning of today's sessions, and we will have a look on this shortly when we get down on the charts. Going forward today, or basically in 5 minutes from now, we'll be having the unemployment rate for June in the Eurozone. And as per expectations, it's widely expected it will be around the same 6.5% figure, which was basically for the month of May. Please focus, this data is not for July, it's for June. So always the unemployment rate in the Eurozone is a little bit delayed, or it's postponed for 1 month. So this data today that we are expecting is for June, and the previous one, of course, is for May, and this is for the Eurozone. Going forward, we do have the ISM manufacturing employment from the US economy, kind of important. However, the most important thing will be the ISM manufacturing PMI, Purchasing Managers Index. We mentioned this, it's well below the 50 points, which is the, let's say, the threshold between the expansion and the contraction in the manufacturing sector in the US economy. However, the good thing is expectations show a little bit of optimism here. From 46 points, we are expected to see, or we are expecting to see a 46.8, slightly better than the previous one. And also as well, we will be looking for the jobs job openings. And that's also for June. Not a big of a difference expected here. A little bit of negative, figure is expected. So yeah, let's see how this plays out. But the key thing for me to watch for today is basically the manufacturing PMI from the US economy. And that wraps it up for the economic agenda for today. Let's have a quick look on the technical analysis side and the charts. Starting off with the dollar index here. Where's the dollar? Yeah, here we go. So the dollar index yesterday, basically, we mentioned that we might expect to move lower to the levels of 101.35. We started moving lower a little bit. However, we never reached 101.35 and we started moving higher one more time. Is it an opportunity to buy? I don't really believe so. As long as momentum is that weak, we are not expecting a continuation of this upward move on the US dollar. However, in this case, when you have an upward trend that's basically weak, you look for the next resistance where you can short the current trend. And as we can see, the next or the following resistance lies around the 102.54 points. And this is where we will be targeting the next, we'll be targeting on the dollar index. That's pretty much it. Nothing more to say. We have basically spent a lot of time on yesterday's live session explaining a lot around the US dollar. So yeah, the current move above the 61.80% Fibonacci is basically, to me, a false breakout. I still do believe that this is a correction move. It's a retracement. It's not a new trend by any means. And as we are currently trading above the 61.80%, I do really expect it will be a false break. And that's for the dollar index. Just a moment, please, guys. Okay, welcome back. And on the euro as well, it didn't go well as planned. We were expecting a break above the levels of 1.1038. That was our main condition to go long, and the condition was never satisfied because that's why we should always, guys, wait for a break, close, and a retest. And we basically mentioned this and explained this thoroughly yesterday. So we were waiting for a break, close, and a retest to go long to the 1.1135. This never happened, so we never took the long entry on the euro. And today we're basically going to target the levels of the 1.0943. So we are looking at a possible 30 pip move to the downside. The same as well was expected on the pound. We were expecting a move higher above the 1.2880, and that was our probable entry where we explained where we will go long and so on. However, it never broke above the 1.2880, and we never had this long entry as well. And in this case, the pound is expected to continue moving lower. However, to be honest with you, the price action on the pound is not so great. Okay, so after a move higher, this is basically a correction move. It's a downward move. However, it's a retracement. I still really believe that the pound will eventually break above the 1.2880 and will still move higher. However, it's just that the correction took a little bit longer than expected. Let's see. Yeah, currently, it's interesting what's happening on the pound because basically that's a retracement 1, 2, 3, and we are finding some support here around the 61.80% Fibonacci. So I do really believe that from here we might edge higher to the levels of 1.2880. And if you want a quick trade, okay, listen to this. We can wait for the break above 1.2840. I'll tell you why. It will be more visible on lower time frames and maybe 15 minutes. What's happening here is some sort of a double bottom pattern. So a break above 1.2838 will form a new higher high. And of course, to me, this will be targeting the 1.2880, which is another point of a make or break. Another break above, we will continue higher. So I do really believe the pound has some potential to go higher. And We will be trading with a pound on the long side. However, we will not be just buying from here. It's a kind of situation where you will be buying and then increasing your positions bit by bit. As soon as we break new levels and go higher and higher, this is where you will be increasing and adding to your positions. I mean, your buy positions. Gold basically targeted the levels of 1971, the one that we mentioned in yesterday's video. And currently, to be honest, that's what I do really believe would happen on gold. And that's a kind of a medium term expectation, okay? However, on the short term, gold is moving lower. We might expect a rebound here during the remaining of the European session. However, by the US session today, I do believe that we might see the 1947 level on gold prices. And this is basically not the only support, it's a cluster of support here. So any upward move on gold, I don't mean that you should short now, because it has already been moving lower since yesterday's US session. However, we are expecting an upward move. It's starting to form right now here. We don't trade against the trend, so it's very risky to buy from here, okay? However, any upward move, any correction, any retracement on gold, I do really believe is a good opportunity to short on the short term and target back at maybe the $1950 per ounce. Ending this session with the US crude oil, it's really, really very bad at the moment. We are losing momentum, okay? And we are not able to find any resistance. What I really believe will happen is that we will continue moving higher to the levels of 82.46. You can see how much this key level forms as a resistance, interchangeable levels of support and resistance. It was support here, broken below, resistance once, twice, three times. We are heading for the fourth time, guys, with a 90% probability the $82.40 on the crude oil will stop this very silly upward move, in my opinion. So we are almost there. If you want to go long, it's not a bad idea and it's not a good idea either, because your stop loss will be challenging. You cannot know exactly where to place your stop loss. However, my optimum, or optimal resolution will be waiting for the 82.42 and short back to at least the $79.50 per barrel. That was all for today's daily market analysis. Thank you very much for watching this. If you watch this live stream after ending, you can still leave a comment in the comment section below and we will answer this tomorrow in tomorrow's live session. Thank you so much for watching this. I'll meet you again tomorrow. Thank you and stay safe.